Kopa returned to the Pride Lands just as the sun crept higher into the sky, casting warm light over the golden plains. He moved quickly, hoping his early morning absence had gone unnoticed. His heart raced with questions, but his mind swirled in confusion over his encounter with Zira. Her words lingered like a dark cloud. Scar's vision lives on. As Kopa approached Pride Rock, he was greeted by the familiar sight of his family. Simba was perched on the edge of the towering stone, gazing over the kingdom as he did most mornings. Beside him, Nala sat quietly, their peaceful vigil in stark contrast to the turmoil inside Kopa. He hadn't yet decided how or if he would tell his parents about his secret meeting with Zira. Kopa, a voice called from behind him. It was Kiera, his younger sister, bounding toward him with playful enthusiasm. She tackled him with a playful pounce, but Kopa's mind was elsewhere, too preoccupied to fully engage. "You're distracted," Kiera said, cocking her head. "What's wrong?" "Nothing," Kopa replied too quickly, shaking his head. "I just went out exploring." Kiera raised an eyebrow, clearly unconvinced. But before she could press him further, Simba descended from Pride Rock, his majestic form radiating strength and authority. His golden mane gleamed in the sunlight, but Kopa noticed the weight in his father's eyes. He had always admired his father's wisdom and power, but after what Zira had said, Kopa couldn't help but wonder if there were truths Simba hadn't shared. "Kopa," Simba said, his voice warm but tinged with concern. "Where were you?" "You were gone when the sun rose." Kopa swallowed hard, trying to maintain his composure. "I was just out by the border, exploring." Simba's eyes narrowed slightly, but he didn't press further. "You need to be careful near the borders, Kopa, especially near the Outlands." Kopa tensed, the mention of the Outlands making his stomach churn. Did his father know? Had Zira's presence already been detected? Simba continued, his gaze turning to the horizon. "The Outlands may seem quiet, but they are not as empty as they once were. There are forces out there we cannot ignore, even if we do not see them." For a moment, Kopa considered telling his father everything. That he had crossed the border, that he had spoken with Zira, that Scar's followers were still out there. But the memory of Zira's cryptic words and the doubt they had planted in his heart made him pause. He didn't want to betray her trust just yet, not without understanding more. "I'll be careful, Dad," Kopa said finally, his voice steady, but his mind still racing. Simba nodded, his face softening. "Good. You are the future of this kingdom, Kopa. One day, you will lead the Pride Lands as I do, but you must understand the balance we maintain here. The circle of life is fragile. It is our duty to protect it,